Beyond the carefully crafted public persona the Operation Mockingbird media has helped the Bush family create, there lies a very dark and mysterious family with connections to secret societies and satanic rituals, along with allegations of pedophilia. Welcome to Ridge Gets Real. In today's video, we will explore the darker side of the Bush family you won't hear about on the mainstream media. For 3 generations, the Bush family has pledged a secret oath to a mysterious order known as Skull and Bones. Located at Yale University, the Skull and Bones group is one of the most exclusive and powerful secret societies in the world, with the goal of preparing its members to hold significant positions of power in their postgraduate life. It's basically an entryway to the Illuminati. Each year, 15 new members are recruited to join Skull and Bones. They are chosen during the last few weeks of the semester of their senior year in order to prepare them to replace the outgoing seniors who lead them through the initiation ceremony, which takes place at the society's headquarters, a windowless structure called the Tomb. The initiation ceremony for inclusion into the Skull and Bones Society includes the initiates laying nude in a coffin and recounting their entire sexual history in detail to the other members or initiates of the club, kissing a skull, kneeling before a figure dressed as Satan, and then participating in a mock human sacrifice ritual. In 2001, New York Observer reporter Ron Rosenbaum, using a night vision camera, secretly recorded part of the Skull and Bones initiation ceremony where he captured the members participating in the mock human sacrifice ritual.
From their perch, Rosenbaum and his cohorts taped the tomb's courtyard. What they captured, they say, was initiates, known as neophytes, being forced to kiss a skull. Then members performing a mock killing. It may look like your average fraternity nonsense, but Rosenbaum says it's not.
Even though it may seem silly to us, it seems to mean something to them, and you can't argue with the success of Skull and Bones.
The Skull and Bones is not the only secret society the Bush family is involved in. The Bush family is also involved in the Bohemian Grove, a secluded 2,700-acre campground in Monte Rio, California, where they perform a mock human sacrifice ritual to a giant owl statue believed to represent Moloch. This occult ritual is called the Cremation of Care and is performed every year at the Bohemian Grove. Alex Jones actually snuck into the Bohemian Grove and recorded the Cremation of Care ritual in the year 2000, and it cannot be described as anything other than satanic. The most disturbing allegations about the Bohemian Grove, however, are that actual snuff films and child sacrifices take place there. A man by the name of Peter Alexander Shurinoff claimed to have witnessed one of these child sacrifices at the Bohemian Grove back in the 90s, and he named none other than George H.W. Bush as a participant in this child sacrifice.
What I put out, I'll read it to you as you look at it. Doug reminded me it was actually 1984. I'm not real good at remembering dates, but at the Bohemian Grove, I was involved in a rather private ritual, Catholic, Nazi, satanic in nature, a service, a working, if you will, with 9 relative unknowns at the time, so to speak. A most unique killing ritual table with 9 retractable, long, thin, sharp knives, blades.
This summer sets us free. You heard me once again.
Young Catholic Kevin Collins, snatched off the streets of San Francisco, was sacrificed. As he lay on the table, the knives were brought up through him. And after this, each participant, buoyed by the others, rose to prominence. Leaders of the minions, princes unto Mammon. I called it 9 knights, 9 arms, 9 blades. The participants, except for 1 or 2 I didn't mention, are Willie Brown, Arlen Specter, Barney Frank, Roger Mahoney, the L.A. Cardinal, Ratzinger, who's now the Pope, Robert Byrd, George Bush Sr., otherwise known as George Scherff, S-C-H-E-R-F-F.
You mean Magog? That's what they call him, the man who wages war against God in the final days of earth.
Yes. And Warren Buffett, and the Master of Ceremonies was Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino.
So they are involved in ritual murders, satanic Luciferian.
They definitely had these during the 80s. I can't attest to what's going on there now.
In the 1980s, a prominent Republican by the name of Lawrence E. King allegedly trafficked children to the Republican elite and had his personal photographer, Rusty Nelson, capture the abuse, which was then used for blackmail. Basically a Epstein-type situation all the way back then. One of the victims of this network was Paul Bonacci, who claimed he saw then Vice President George H.W. Bush at multiple Republican child sex parties he was trafficked to by King, and that he witnessed Bush sexually abuse young boys. A MKUltra mind control survivor by the name of Kathy O'Brien also made horrific allegations against George H.W. Bush. In her book, Transformation of America, she details Bush allegedly sexually abusing her then 8-year-old daughter, Kelly. She writes, quote, Kelly's bleeding rectum was but one of the many physical indicators of George Bush's pedophile perversions. I have overheard him speak blatantly of his sexual abuse of her on many occasions. He used this and threats to her life to, quote-unquote, pull my strings and control me. The psychological ramifications of being raped by a pedophile president are mind-shattering enough, but reportedly Bush further reinforced his traumas to Kelly's mind with sophisticated NASA electronic and drug mind control devices. Bush also instilled the "who you gonna call and I'll be watching you" binds on Kelly, further reinforcing her sense of helplessness. The systematic tortures and traumas I endured as a child now seem trite in comparison to the brutal physical and psychological devastation that George Bush inflicted on my daughter. And then you have Bryce Taylor, another alleged victim of MKUltra Monarch mind control, who made very similar allegations against George H.W. Bush. She alleged that Bush sexually abused her daughter, who was also named Kelly, starting when she was just 3 years old. Taylor alleged that Bush used Kelly as a sex slave.
No,
Okay.
that's all right.
Okay, well, anything else you want to add?
Just that George Bush, that Kelly, my daughter Kelly, was used as a presidential model sex slave for George Bush at the same time I was used when Reagan was president. And she was only like 2.5, 3 years old when that started with Bush, and that, right now she's in a group home because she's so severely disturbed
This
from
is
all
Kelly.
the programming. Kelly.
Yes, and I've had you on my radio